After years of promising fans a pay-per-view, AEW All Elite Wrestling came to St. Louis for its pay-per-view debut. AEW Dynasty was the first of its kind and satisfied all the fans in attendance. This here is the roof that John Doe fell off of, plummeting to his death 20 feet down. It's up to teachers to decide lately if students can use their phones in class. Some teachers let you, some don't. School administrators are asking students to just simply throw their trash away. If not, they'll face harsher consequences that administrators will determine later. Police say they expect OSHA to be here soon to check out the working conditions of the building. Right now, they have no comment on if the working conditions are safe or unsafe. For now, the entrance to the building is closed to preserve evidence. Reporting from the roof, I'm Jack Garner, Lindenwood News. After years of promising fans a pay-per-view, AEW All Elite Wrestling came to St. Louis for its pay-per-view debut. AEW Dynasty was the first of its kind and satisfied all the fans in attendance.
Fantastic. You know, it was years ago that I promised St. Louis they would get a great pay-per-view, and I think we lived up to it in every way, shape, and form, and the crowd lived up to it too. St. Louis is a great wrestling city with an amazing, amazing history.
Avid wrestling fan and former wrestling podcast host Drew Cusimano tells us his thoughts on the event.
Amazing talent, amazing matches. The entire audience was on the edge of their seat for 99% of the show.
Many fans in attendance were calling the match between Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay the greatest match they had ever seen.
Saw potentially the greatest wrestling match of all time with Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson. So can't ask for too much more from a pay-per-view like AEW Dynasty. So
Tonight was by far the biggest attendance AEW's ever had. We had an amazing crowd, and I think one of the best shows we've ever done, and put our stamp and an indelible moment for AEW.
A major highlight from the show included Swerve Strickland defeating Samoa Joe in the main event to become the first African-American world champion, a goal he had set many years before.
I'm excited for AEW to come back to St. Louis. And
when asked if a pay-per-view would be returning to St. Louis soon, Tony Khan said that all the pay-per-views have already been announced for this year. For Lindenwood News, I am Jack Garner. Surrounded by bike trails, Chesterfield, Missouri opened up its first coffee and bike shop. As of March 1st, 2024, Bikes and Brews has officially opened up the new location in Chesterfield, Missouri, right by the district. General Manager James Codwright sat down to tell us about the new location and what he expects from it.
So we've evolved now into this new iteration to be a bicycle and coffee shop.
With this new location, customers will have direct access to the trail.
Start and end their ride from the shop, right? So we have the Chesterfield Levee Trail, which is right in our backyard, which is about a 7.5 mile wave trail on the levee. And then that connects down to the Katy Trail, which is like a 300-mile gravel trail, right? And then they're actually building some mountain bike trails just across the levee from the factory. That's going to be called River's Edge Park Trails. So there's tons and tons of trails going on in about a 5-mile radius. Should mean a lot of people can enjoy just all the resources of the district, have a coffee at the shop, drop off their bike after their ride, and have a great experience that way.
So to mix my coffee with my bike riding, I can do that, especially in the mornings.
I mean, here, I think that so there's a couple things that went on. One of the big changes, other than just general locational changes, is this new location, we're going to bring on specialized bicycles.
These specialized bikes can include even motorized bikes, which can cost up to $15,000. They don't expect to sell many, but they do expect to sell a few. James expects good sales right off the bat because of the great location they have.
Honestly, yeah, I love it. It's a thing that me and my family do all the time. We go out, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, if it's a warm day especially, and we just hit Forest Park and ride around. Yeah. I definitely bring a book there.
For Lindenwood News, I am Jack Garner. Stray bullets hit St. Louis business owner the night before his 82nd birthday. Buck Ford has owned a towing and auto repair store in North St. Louis for 30 years. Ford was hit Friday in his shop. Witnesses told police that he was waiting for Ford to lock up the shop when he heard around 20 gunshots. Ford walked out of the shop bleeding, and friend called 911. Ford is recovering in the hospital. Police are still investigating the shooting. A father is facing some serious charges after his son brought a loaded gun to school. St. Louis County prosecutors are charging 46-year-old Tony Fisher with felony child endangerment after his son brought a loaded gun to school. The fourth grader told his teacher he had a gun in his backpack but didn't mean to bring it to school. Fisher told police that he put the gun there the night before. He did not tell authorities why. Fisher is being held on $1,000 bail. One of the largest vacant properties in St. Louis is now listed for sale. The Millennium Hotel has been vacant for nearly a decade. This has caused city leaders to consider turning this into something for the public. The building was classified as a blighted property by the Redevelopmental Authority. This means it is no longer in acceptable condition for the community. The hotel is listed on the site LoopNet. It is not clear how much the building is being sold for. 4 people are behind bars in connection with 2 mothers who went missing in rural Oklahoma over 2 weeks ago. Tad Colums, Tiffany Adams, Cole and Cora Tombley are facing 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and a count of conspiracy to commit murder. All of them are in their 40s and 50s. The bodies of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly were found this week. Authorities are sending the remains to Oklahoma Chief Medical Office to formally ID them and determine how they died. Adams is the grandma to Butler's kids, and they were in the middle of a bitter custody battle at the time of her disappearance. It's not clear what Kelly's connection to Butler. A man killed 6 people in a stabbing at a large mall in Sydney, Australia on Saturday. Police say 40-year-old Joel Cauchy attacked shoppers with an 11-inch knife before being shot and killed by police officers. 12 others were also hurt in the attack. Conditions range from critical to stable. Police say most of the victims were women. The suspect's father says his son was mentally ill and was angry he didn't have a girlfriend. Police have not yet released a motive for the crime. Police will continue to investigate the incident.